Take care of me when I walk through the door.
We've had a philosophy ever since we started operating the clinics 13 years ago that we try to get everybody in the same day. Especially if you're sick, get the person in the same day to be seen. And that hasn't changed. And that's one of my fears is that may have to change.
To answer Mrs. Winter's question also about, or maybe a statement saying that she'd like to leave the office, with this itemized list, and Mike can provide that, but we can't provide it at the time of service, and that is one of the reasons why I'm worried about being forced an electronic medical record, because anybody who's been on the internet or registered for anything, you can't proceed to the next screen until you answer what's on the screen in front of you. And the reason that when you had acute diverticulitis, we could give you immediate attention is because we are allowed in the system we're currently working in to multitask. I got 6 exam rooms available to me. I can have all 6 of them filled with people that need attention. And that's one of our main criticisms is that we're too busy. Well, we are in a federally designated shortage area. So we have a very, Mike and I have this conversation all the time, because I get these emails offering to convert my practice into a sort of a boutique concierge practice where I'll spend a half an hour with each patient and then 15 more minutes for the paperwork, and I will see that will allow on a full day 18 patients. And when I do that and I have electronic medical record, every patient will be able to certainly read from the printout of everything that I did, everything that I said, and everything that I charged for. If I did that now, when people come to me in need with acute diverticulitis, I might have to say, I'll see you in 2 weeks because I'm full. And so I like the freedom of being able to serve what has to be done, and a lot of it, unfortunately, is triage. And you have to, when you got the 5 exam rooms and 5 problems, you sometimes gravitate towards the most acute one, and that's just the reality of what it is.
So as long as I'm groaning a lot.
And as long as I,
Good to know.
As long as I can proceed to your room without closing the screen on something else.
All right. Probably got time for about 2 more questions. Sir?
Yeah, I had a question for you. Now, if the government got completely out of it, how would it affect you guys?
If the government got completely out of it,
Out of the healthcare, completely.
you can have to pay for it too.
Yes, and everyone paid their own. How would that affect you? Yeah.
Everyone pay their own through private insurance.
Yes.
Well, that'd be much better for us. Honestly, it would, because I think it would less cumbersome from an administrative perspective. And I think it would also endeavor, at least when we got so far from private insurances, to endeavor to cover the cost, which until recently we never had that guarantee from either Medicaid or Medicare.
Okay, last question of the night. Who wants the last question? 2 questions. Carolyn, go ahead.
Alvin mentioned a lot, and other people have inferred about contacting our government officials about some of our suggestions. But I have a question for all of you. Are there other entities, are there professional organizations that share some of your viewpoints that are also trying to, one of my biggest concerns is what happens to the small clinics and hospitals like what we have right here with whatever change is made. And boy, I don't want to lose that as an option on our menu. So are there other ways that we can help support keeping small things in operation besides just those we elect?
Whoever wants to jump.
I think that's the most important way, is to convey to our elected representatives, senators, both at the state and federal level, exactly how important access like this is to a community.
What I heard in the question, sorry Bob, was like professional organizations like like the Iowa Academy of Family Physicians, or the American Academy of Family Physicians, American Medical Association, all those various societies, they all play the game, they all have the system, contribute to a PAC, Political Action Committee, that tries to protect the interests of like family physicians in my case. Don't always agree with their agenda. A few years back, it was all the rage to call family physicians gatekeepers, and I call them and say, I don't want to be the gatekeeper. I want to be the corral. I want to be the building. You know, I don't want to be the gatekeeper. That's offensive to me to think that all that I'm good for is to say you can come into the gate and I'll tell you where to go. But to answer your question, yeah, there's a lot of lobbying effort going on right now behind the scenes, and on the professional side, on the hospital side, the Iowa Hospital Association is very active politically. They need to be. We're glad they are. If they have a cause that we support, you know, we get in their letter writing campaigns, and that's just how this country works. You know, you don't get a hold of your elected representatives through channels that they understand, you're not going to be heard.
If I can tell a short story. A few years ago, I attended a Kirkwood board meeting, was invited to attend that. And at the meeting was our former state senator, Neil Scheer, and also Mary Lundby. And there was an individual who was the lobbyist for Kirkwood, who made a report in the presence of these two elected officials that there would be no increase in community college funding for the coming year. And with that, Norm Nielsen just exploded. And he asked Neil Scheer what he thought about the whole thing. Neil, frankly, didn't give a very good answer. And Mary Lundby, may she rest in peace, just stood up and said, look, the reason you didn't get any funding is because the squeaky wheel gets the grease in the morning. And unless you make more noise than the other people that want the money, you're not going to get the money. And that's just the way our system works right now. We're a member of the Iowa Hospital Association and the American Hospital Association. I'm too busy to lobby. Dr. Meeker's too busy to lobby. I'm sure the rest of you gentlemen are. So they do our lobbying for us. And you really need that voice both in Des Moines and in Washington if our needs are going to be heard.